안녕하세요. Cloud입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. It's Unit 2. We've made it this far. We've learned a lot of fundamentals in Unit 1, and with the vocab and grammar that we learned, we can tackle any basic sentence at this point. But being basic just ain't good enough for us. Today, we start taking it to the next level. And when I say next level, I mean today we're going to learn one of the most important concepts of Korean grammar. And we're going to do it over the span of 4 lessons. With that, let's get into it. This lesson is divided into 4 parts. Part 1. Oh, you didn't see anything? We previously learned how to conjugate adjectives to describe upcoming nouns like 잘생긴 남자 or 예쁜 여자. This only works for adjectives like 빠르다 or 남다, for example. Now, let's learn how to do this with verbs like 가다 and 다치다, for example. What do I mean by using a verb to describe a noun? I mean sentences like this. The guy who's eating, the toy that's moving. Here, moving and eating are verbs in blue that are describing a noun, guy or toy in red. With verbs, you add the verb after the noun to describe the noun. Here we're describing the guy. What's the guy doing? Like, it's giving information about the guy. He's eating, the one that does the eating, the toy that does the moving. So with verbs, you add the verb after the noun. Whereas with adjectives, we learned way back when, they come before the noun. So this is what I mean. So you see these 2 sentences versus pretty girl. Here you can see the description, the pretty comes before the noun, girl, which is in red. Here, all the nouns are in red. Handsome man. Man is in red. That's the one being described. Handsome is the adjective describing the noun. So in English, we have verbs coming at the end, whereas adjectives comes first. But in Korean, in both cases, the noun always comes last. So in the first 2 sentences here, the noun, would come at the end. So it looks something like this. 걷다 여자, 먹다 남자. For example, like a girl that walks or a man that eats. Except, this is not even close. If it was this simple, we wouldn't be having this video. The order is correct. You have the verb and then the noun in both cases, but we still have to conjugate. So, step 1, you grab the verb stem, which is the verb without the ta. Then step 2, you add 는. Step 3, you're done. And step 4, TL. Okay, sorry, bad joke. It's just 2 steps. It's not actually that hard, but don't worry, it gets harder. First, let's look at some examples. So these are the 2 steps. 가는 남자, the guy who goes. 공부하는 학생, the student who studies. Now, you're not really likely to say, oh, the guy who goes, or the student who studies. Well, let's look at this first. 걷는 여자, the girl who walks. Now that we have this construct, we can take it and slap it right into a sentence, taken straight from the lesson. 저는 빨리 걷는 여자를 만났어요. I met a girl who walks fast. I'll give you another example. 자주 먹는 음식을 샀어요. I bought the food I eat often. And I'll give you another example because I got a lot of people asking for more examples in these lessons. So, 친구는 제가 자주 가는 곳에 가고 있어요. My friend is going to the place I often go to. Now, I wanted to break this down a little bit just so that to make sure that everyone understands what we're talking about here. 가는 곳, a place I go to. This is the construct that we learned. 곳 in red. I didn't color it red, but that's the noun. And 가는 is describing it, a place that I go to. And if I add 자주, a place I go to often. And then I can put it back into the construct, into the main sentence that we see right here. Okay, for many, many, many more examples, check out the lesson. Part 2, the past tense. Now let's look at the same concept, just in the past. So instead of adding 는 to the stem of the verb, you add 니은 or 은. depending on if it has a 받침 or not. You should be very comfortable with this by now. So let's look at an example. 엄마가 요리한 음식은 너무 맛있어요. The food my mom cooked is delicious. Sometimes you can confuse this with adjectives because it does look very similar to an adjective. Just be aware whether it's a verb or an adjective, and whether it's present or past tense. And now, let's look at the future tense. So, same thing, to conjugate a verb to the future tense, you add rir or 을. So, for example, 내가 갈 곳, the place I will go. So, 제가 갈 곳은 제주도예요. The place I will go is 제주도. I know I moved quickly through the past and future tense, but that's because they're basically the same concept as the present tense, which we spent already a lot of time on, and we haven't even gotten to the crux of the lesson. Which brings me to part 4. What's the point? Every time we conjugated a verb to describe a noun, we added whatever noun we wanted. So, 먹는 음식, the noun we're talking about is food. 가는 여자, we're talking about the girl. But now, we're going to use a different noun, specifically 곳, as you saw in every single title. I don't know how to explain this briefly, since it's a very rich concept. I actually spent like 20 minutes just staring at the screen, not knowing how to even start. But I think I got it. We previously learned how to make sentences with more than one clause with 기 전에. We're going to do something a bit similar here. We're going to create mega nouns, as I like to call them. I think they're called like noun groups or something. Anyways, let's look at these two sentences. I want apples, and I want my friend to bring apples. The object in both cases is in parentheses, the thing that I want. I want apples, or the thing that I want is my friend to bring apples. So pretty straightforward so far. The first sentence is easy. 저는 apples를 원해요. And the second one is 저는 my friend to bring apples를 원해요. Now, why did we put whatever's in parentheses in English? You'll see. So the first one's really easy to put the Korean. 저는 사과를 원해요. Really easy. Now, for the second one, let's move over here. Let's look at just my friend brings apples. 친구는 사과를 가져와요. Now, this sentence is perfect sentence on its own. Now, what we want to do is we want to put it over here. And to do that, we need to change it from the sentence form that it's in into a noun or a mega noun so that it actually fits into the sentence and we can slap it in there. So what we would do is we would conjugate just like we learned. We would take the verb stem of 가져오다, we would add the 는, and then we would add 곳. So 친구가 사과를 가져오는 곳. Notice, we used 곳 because that's the thing we're talking about. Unlike in 먹는 사람 or 가는 여자, here we're saying that 곳 is describing a friend who brings apples. 곳 is a friend who brings apples. So basically in a sentence it looks like this. 저는 친구가 사과를 가져오는 곳을 원해요. So if you remember, we had parentheses all the way through here and we wrote the English. All we did was we added the Korean. And to do that, we had to conjugate it using the conjugation we just learned. So I think I did a really good job confusing you guys. So let's check out some examples to make things easier. Here we see smoking cigarettes. 담배를 피우다. Now, I want to talk about the act of smoking. I don't just want to say, oh, I smoke or I don't smoke. I actually want to talk about smoking. Smoking isn't healthy, or smoking cigarettes. Yeah, I think that's the sentence. It's unhealthy to smoke cigarettes. So let's say I wanted to say that. Well, what I would do is I would turn 담배를 피우다 into a mega noun. So 담배를 피우는 곳은 the smoking of cigarettes. 건강에 나빠요. It's unhealthy. So that's how we do that. We'll look at one more example. Let's say I want to talk about my friend's haircut. So I'm going to turn cutting hair into a noun. So 친구가 머리를 깎은 것을 알아보지 못했어요. I couldn't recognize that my friend got a haircut. Or that my friend cut his hair. So here the same thing, you can see that we took cutting the hair, we made it into a noun, so we could use it to describe something, and then we talked about how we didn't recognize it, or we didn't recognize it. So I know that was a really long-winded explanation, and we'll continue looking at this concept into more depth. You should really start trying to apply this concept in everything you say. Congrats. You can say more than one clause sentences now. You can make more complicated sentences. You can talk about things and not just say one-off sentences, but you can actually combine sentences and talk about things. So now that your sentences are more complex, you'll need to practice both seeing them in use and actually using these concepts yourself. And we've got you covered. There are 2 Korean sign explanation videos that go over this very topic. So I'll leave the links in the description below.